Hey there everybody, welcome back to the 4-String Strum of the channel. It's all about ukuleles. Today we're going to be using the banjo ukulele, but you of course can use whatever ukulele you've got. Ones like that, no problem at all, okay? We're going to work on an old classic Christmas song called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You may have heard of it. And we're going to jazz it up a little bit. We're going to do a basic version like we normally do. We're going to do an intermediate version, and we're going to do a little bit more of an advanced version. All right, so let's get into it. All right, first of all, let's go through the chords. Again, pretty straightforward little tune. We're going to start off with our C chord. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny G7. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it's he glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and called him G7. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer scene. We'll go up to F. Then one foggy sea, Christmas Eve, G7, Santa came to see, say, back to G7, Rudolph with your nose so bright, D7, won't you guide my sleigh tonight, G7. Back to C. Then all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with G7, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go back in history, see. And that's the whole song. Alrighty, time to go through the strumming now. So, as you guys know, my favorite strum, paintbrush strum. So we're going to start off with that one. So it starts off with your thumb. If you're new to the channel, hit it with your thumb, brush it with your fingers. Just like that. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw him, you would even say it glows. Okay, you can play the whole song, that one strum. So again, you're just getting started off. Giddy up, stick with that one all the way through. All right, the next strum you can do, as most of you know by now, is our sledgehammer strum. It's just an extension of the paintbrush. So you hit it with the thumb, brush with your fingers, come back up with the thumb. So it's sledge, hammer, sledge, hammer, sledge. Like that. You're hitting that top string, brushing the strings, hitting the bottom string on the way back up again. All right, let's try it with that. So we can mix this one in. You don't have to do the whole song with this strum, but try it like that. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then we go to F. You can go back to your paintbrush if you want. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to sing, Rudolph with your nose so bright. Now when you get to this part, nose so bright, you can just do a single strum. Nose so bright, up to your D7. You can do a double strum here. Won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Now you can get a little fancier with your chords too. So when you go from your D7, nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh, G tonight, G7. So you kind of run it down, right? Do that one more time. Oh, so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then you go back to the C. Then all the reindeer loved him, shouted out with glee. So at any point, you can switch those paintbrush and sledgehammer, as you know, back and forth, just to throw in different accents. But that nice little single strum is nice there on the G7. And then, okay, add your G7, add your G, then go to your G7, and then go back to your C. All right, so those are a couple different strums. You can play around with those ones. And now we'll talk about a little bit more of an advanced version of the song. All right? So here's the next thing you can do. If you want to take it up a notch, you can start to get into a little bit of a chord melody, start to pull some of those extra notes out, gives it a little bit more of that bluegrassy kind of a sound. Let me just play it through so you get it up into your ear. Here we go. Okay, so you're starting to hear the notes ring a little bit more. Again, you're starting to hear that melody come out. All right, let's go through how we get this. So here's what we do. Start with your C on, and you got to get your first finger ready here. So it's, Rudolph. So you're dropping your first finger at the 2nd fret on the 4th string, and then you hit it open again. So it's down, down, up, down, 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 okay? So you got to be quick to get from the top string down to the bottom string, but that's why you use your thumb and your finger, okay? Because it allows your finger to be there and your thumb to be there, okay? Now we go to the next part. Had a very shiny nose. I'm going to turn this way and I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. So you need to think about your thumb almost being attached to your finger. So as you're strumming down, this goes out. As you're strumming up, this comes back, okay? Then you strum with your finger. You need that first string, your C chord there. Then you go to your G7. Okay, again. Now you do a similar thing here, harder to see. So I'm doing it with my pinky finger. I'm holding my G7 on, and I'm doing it with my pinky finger, and you've got to get it into the 2nd fret at the 4th string here. Then you can go up to the 5th fret on the 1st string, slide it up to the C again. 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 Now, if you find that a little bit too cramped to get your pinky finger up here at the top, or it's too quick to go from here to here for you at this point, do one or the other. So you can also just go to the G7, had a very shiny nose, and just skip the pinky finger up here at the 4th string if you want to, or you can just do the pinky finger and skip the 5th fret with your pinky finger. Okay, so you can mix and match. Don't have to do it all together if you don't want to. Okay, now we'll go up to the F. And when you then one fog, and on fog, you drop your 3rd finger here at the 1st string at the 3rd fret. Lift it. Go back to your C, and when you play the C, then you drop your 2nd finger here at the 2nd fret on the at the 3rd fret on the 2nd string. And you lift it. Christmas Eve. Drop it again. Christmas Eve. Okay. Then one, drop it. Fog. Lift E. C. Drop your 2nd finger, Christmas Eve. Then you go to your G7, Santa came to see. Then you go back to your G7, Rudolph with your nose so bright, don't you guide my sleigh tonight, sleigh tonight. So you can lift in between the G and the G7. It gives a little bit of a hammer on when you go to your G7. So when I'm doing that strum here, it's down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, again. So if you want to skip the pinky finger thing, that's fine too. Again, these are all little techniques and tools that you can drop in where you want to. So whatever you're comfortable with, you don't have to do it all. Grab one little hammer-on part if you want to and throw it in. Even if you're just still at the paintbrush stage, don't worry about it. Just throw in a little bit of a hammer-on every once in a while, and you'll start to see that it's going to really help to jazz your sound up. All right, let's play the song through. All right, y'all set? Here we go. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then all the reindeers loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. And all the reindeer loved him, and they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Okay, folks, so you can start to see how these different techniques that we've been working on really come together. So you can take a relatively simple song with 3 or 4 chords. You know the chords, right? Because they're basic. There's C, F, G7, maybe a D7 here and there on a song like this. And then you don't have to concentrate so much on the chords. You can start to work on things like hammer-ons and how you can get a lot more rhythm and variety out of your sound. All right, so play around with this stuff. Again, you don't have to do all of it in order to progress. Pick one little part, one little hammer-on, one little part of the chord melody thing, one little extra strumming technique, and push yourself a little bit, okay? It's a lot of fun. Folks, don't forget, join up on our new Facebook group. It's great. We've got people on there chatting all the time, and it's folks that like this type of music and this type of technique. So check out the description down below. If you got any questions on anything, as always, drop it down into the comments section. I'm always more than happy to help you out. Until we see you next time, keep smiling, keep strumming, and have fun. Maybe with one of these videos right over here. Bye for now.